one of the things you talk about are the four toxic ingredients, and you talk a lot about how we just have to watch out for these toxic ingredients. Which is the worst? If there's one toxic ingredient that everybody should be reading labels and be mindful of not bringing into their lives, what would that be?
Like in personal care products or food?
Both actually, or either.
Yeah, I mean, I think the first one that comes to my mind is fluoride. And that's also because I grew up, in the New York area where my dad would talk about how delicious the tap water was. And there was this almost like fetishizing of the tap water there. And then of course, several decades later, here I am with Hashimoto's thyroiditis diagnosis. And there's a real sort of, I think, misunderstanding of fluoride as being a generally benign, potentially even dentally beneficial agent. And not only is it, in ways an endocrine disruptor, but it also even, can play a role in calcifying the pineal gland. It's just highly problematic. And it's easily avoided, if you begin to learn about filtering your water and choosing different toothpaste, and maybe as an advanced stage, like finding a, biological dentist who is aware of these things and thinks about these things. And then I would say, with ingredients, it becomes tough because whenever there are ingredients, like you're already in a realm where there's, potential setup for failure. But I think that looking out for glyphosate, looking out for the role of one of the most studied villains in the pesticide herbicide arena, which is of course Monsanto's crown jewel. You can expect that to be in any product that has not organic soy or corn, but also not organic wheat or potatoes. And of course, there are other instances, but those are kind of the big ones to bear in mind. So if you're choosing a product and it may say natural and it may say gluten-free, but let's say the first ingredient is corn and it's not organic, then it's in there, right?
Yes.
So that's just one of the kind of like little tricks you pick up as you begin to like navigate, the supermarket aisles. But that's a pretty huge one. I just put out another study on its connection to depression. And of course there's history making lawsuits being paid out around implicating the role of glyphosate in cancer, finally. So the tide is turning in terms of awareness, but these are kind of like small little things you can